welcome. You're tuned into Market Fatafat with me, Ankita Saxena, and with me is Shrishti Sharma. And Shrishti, what a day. Good start to the May series, I would say. Nifty is sitting pretty over, at 22,700 levels.
Well, yes, good gains in today's trading session is what we have seen. Like yesterday, we did see Bank Nifty taking it higher, but today a little bit of outperformance is what we are seeing from the Nifty 50 pack, and autos clearly taking on the are there in the fast lane today. Firstly is M&M, which is up by around 5% in today's trading session, and the reason is quite simple. The company did come out with a compact SUV, that is XUV 3XO, and the street is really excited with that particular launch. Some of the power counters are also doing well, like Power Grid, REC, PFC, even Tata Power. They are seeing good gains in today's trading session. And other than that, just ahead of the April auto sales data, all these auto companies from the likes of Hero MotoCorp, Bajaj Auto, Tata Motors, they are flaring better in today's trading session. On the flip side, talking about the banking index, though that has cooled off from the day's highest point, but nevertheless still holding on to the gains of 80 odd points right now. But if we talk about the Nifty 50 losers, then Tech Mahindra is down about 1.6%. Some bit of a profit booking crippling over there. Some of the metal counters are taking a back seat, and other than that, some of the pharma counters, that is Dr. Reddy's and Sun Pharma, are also seen to be in red as of now. The AB group of counters are also seeing some bit of a profit booking in today's trading session, but all in all, the broader markets are supportive. The Nifty index is also holding on to decent gains as of now, Ankita.
Well, absolutely, Shrishti. So then let's get started with the show and tell you all the stocks that are buzzing away in trade on the back of research and technicals. On the technicals, we're joined by Osho Krishnan, who's a senior analyst, Technical and Derivative Research, Angel One. And from our research team, we're joined by Ashesha. Hi, both of you. Welcome to the show. And we'll get started with all the stocks that are buzzing away in trade. First pick is M&M, Mahindra & Mahindra. That's what Shrishti, auto is in the fast lane today. In fact, M&M is the top Nifty gainer also. And the stock is up almost 5% in trade. It has hit its new fresh record highs well after it launched its compact SUV, XUV 3XO, at an aggressive starting price of 7.49 lakh rupees, competing with the likes of Maruti Suzuki, Brezza, Tata Nexon and Hyundai Venue. Well, following the launch, the management also said that it aims to be amongst the top two players in the compact SUV segment over the course of the next 3 years. Well, Investec has also come out with a brokerage note on M&M, and they're maintaining a buy with a target price of 2,200 rupees per share. They feel that the XUV 3XO is likely to further strengthen the SUV franchise. The launch is likely to help improve the compact SUV market share for the company and thus further strengthen the overall UV franchise. And M&M is their top pick due to its strong earning momentum driven by successful product launches. So that's the word coming in on M&M, and you can see the gains coming in on the counter, trading with gains of 5%, Shrishti.
All right, that's the take coming in on M&M, but let's move on and let's talk about Astral then. And Osho, very good afternoon. Coming to you for your first stock, that is Astral Limited. Tell us, how is this counter looking on the charts?
Very good afternoon, everyone. Well, looking on the technical developments for Astral, then Astral has seen a very strong symmetrical triangle breakout in the last trading session. Yesterday, it was a bit hesitant to give a proper breakout, but today we are witnessing a very strong breakthrough from the pattern that I have mentioned. So from here onwards, there can be a strong upside momentum because it is hovering near its 52-week high. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, there can be a strong follow-up buying that can be seen in Astral. On the higher end, 2200 should be seen as the first hurdle or the first resistance. The time it surpasses the zone of 2200, then from there onwards, 80 to 90 odd points of upside movement is still pending in this counter. So overall, the higher end, 2280 to 2300 is the target that one can expect in the short run.
All right, then that's about Astral, but some of the earnings are also kicking in. Have a look at Exide Industries. The numbers are on the bottom of your screen, and this time indeed a good set of numbers coming in, because across the board we have seen a good jump in the financials of the company, especially the margins, though the street was penciling in a margin of close to 12%, but the company has clocked in 12.9% in the quarter gone by. If we talk about the revenue, that has seen a jump of 13% on a YY basis. 4,009 crores is what the company has reported. Talking about the EBITDA, that has also seen a jump of 41%, and the numbers are also better than what we were expecting at ET now. And lastly, on the profit figure, That's actually in line to what we were expecting. 284 crores is what the company has reported versus the street estimates of 274 crores. Now, all in all, we can say a good operational performance coming in from Exide Industries, but given the run-up that we have already seen in the stock of Exide, the stock is definitely cheering up and holding on to the gains of around 2 to 3% as of now. So that's about Exide Industries. But with this, let's move on and let's also talk about some of the auto ancillary counters as well. And Osho, talk to us about Apollo Tyres. All these tire counters are buzzing. We will tell our viewers in detail about the news flow. But how is Apollo Tyres looking to you? The stock did surpass that 500 level in today's trading session. How do you spot the breakout?
See, overall, this counter was into some corrective phase from the zone of nearly 540 odd levels, but in the last 3 weeks, it has consolidated near the zone of 480, 470. But in the last 3 trading sessions, there has been a very strong development on the technical front as the counter has emerged above all its exponential moving averages, followed by the psychological mark of 500. It has been sustaining above the zone of 500 from quite some time of last 4 trading sessions. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, the upside in Apollo Tyre is still pending towards the zone of 540 to 545 on immediate basis. So this can be a chance for an short-term investor or a trader to gauge the momentum in Apollo Tyre for immediate targets of nearly 540 odd levels.
All right, moving on, Ashesha, you've picked up Jana Small Finance Bank. I mean, look at the moves on this counter. It spiked in the morning in early trade and then there has been no stopping. This stock is trading with gains of good 20% on the back of its results. Tell us, what are the results saying?
Well, absolutely, and now locked in upper circuit of 20%. Very strong set of numbers that the company has reported. Net interest income has seen an uptick of nearly 27% on a year-on-year basis. As far as profitability is concerned, that too has risen by about 300%. Company has reported profit at 322 crores in the quarter gone by versus 81 crores that the company had reported same time last year. Net interest margins have also seen an improvement. They've come in at 8% for the fourth quarter versus 7.9% that the company had reported in the previous quarter. As far as advances are concerned, they've risen 30% YOY. Deposit growth has been strong at nearly 38%. Remember, the stock has already run up quite a bit. It's up 18%. It's up locked in upper circuit of 20% today. It's up 40% in the last 1 month. And ever since it got listed in February this year, it is up nearly 60 odd percent. But yes, very strong set of numbers, and that is why the stock is locked in upper circuit today.
All right, moving on to another stock that is marred in controversies. In fact, it is trading with cuts of almost 4% in trade today, and that is Patanjali. Now, Patanjali, the Uttarakhand government regulator has cancelled license of almost 14 products sold by Patanjali Ayurveda, and the license has been cancelled under the sections of the drugs and cosmetic rules of 1945. Now, the suspension is linked to the misleading ads case that has been going on for a while on the company. The action comes amidst the crucial Supreme Court hearing that is due, and also, the Supreme Court has slammed Patanjali for not complying with the directives to stop the misleading ads. Ramdev and Balakrishna, remember, had tendered an apology, an unconditional apology to the Supreme Court, but the licenses have been suspended ahead of that crucial hearing, and the Supreme Court is likely to hear the apology published by Ramdev and Balakrishna. However, they both have been exempted from the Supreme Court hearing or being present at the Supreme Court hearing. Let's take a look at the products that have been banned. They they include Sarasvi Pravahi, Sarasvi Avale, Muktavati Extra Powder, JP Grit, Patanjali Eye Drops, and so on. Other products that have been banned by the Uttarakhand government. Also, the company has been served a show cause notice by the GST Intelligence Department asking the company to explain why the input tax credit worth 27 crore rupees should not be recovered from the company. In the back of this news flow, Patanjali is down and out more than 3% in trade.
All right, then that's about Patanjali. But moving on, let's shift focus to the sector of the day, rather, that is auto companies. All these auto counters are on the roll, and that's just ahead of the April auto sales data. And this time around, we are expecting the two-wheeler and the passenger vehicle segment to do better, because the two-wheeler demand was led by the Navratri season, as well as for the passenger vehicle segment, the healthy demand in the UVs is expected to continue. While the commercial vehicle segment, we have been highlighting that the industry experts do say that post the elections itself, we're going to see some good jump in the commercial vehicle sales, but this time around the outperformer could be Ashok Leyland, so do watch out for those numbers. And lastly, from the tractor division, what we're hearing is that the month gone by wasn't that great for the tractor division, especially there was a degrowth in the southern markets, so not expecting not much from the companies of M&M as well as Escorts for their tractor division. But when you talk about the two-wheeler segment, then do watch out for Eicher Motors, Royal Enfield as well. This time the expectation is 77,231 units. When it comes to Hero MotoCorp, 4.5 lakhs is what we are expecting. TVS Motors 3.3 and Bajaj Auto 3.6 lakhs is the expectation. So all eyes on auto sales. Passenger vehicle and two-wheeler segment are expected to perform better yet again.
All right, Osho, coming to you then. Balakrishna Industries, what you picked out in the last 1 month, the stock has been moving up steadily, and in fact, even today, it's trading with gains of almost 2%. Tell us what is the upside that you're seeing for this one?
Overall, this counter is looking very positive for the timing, because if I'll be having a broader perspective, it has corrected from the zone of 2750 towards the zone of 2200 approximately, but it is forming a very strong base for itself, and on technical perspective, we are witnessing a cup and handle pattern formation. So any decisive move beyond 2450 odd levels on the spot price, I am saying, we can witness a very strong breakthrough in this counter for the higher targets of nearly 2650 on immediate basis. So this should be the time where one should try to gauge momentum in this counter, because the counter is on the verge of giving a breakout mildly by today, or maybe by next trading session. We can witness a very strong breakout in this counter, and from there onwards we can witness a very strong upside movement. Firstly, 2650 should be the first target, followed by again 2750.
All right, then that's about Balakrishna Industries, one of the outperformers in the tire space. But let's talk about Manappuram Finance as well, because this counter is in focus, as Manappuram Finance promoted Asirvad Microfinance has finally got the SEBI nod for the IPO. Now, Asirvad Microfinance is a subsidiary of NBFC Manappuram Finance, that is an NBFC, offering microfinance loans to the low-income women, servicing and empowering an unbanked population to socially and economically unprivileged, that has finally received observations from SEBI to raise funds through an IPO. That is indeed positive for Manappuram Finance, because in the past we have seen the stock drifting quite lower after SEBI kept the IPO process in abeyance, but now finally a green light for Asirvad IPO, and you can see that sharp spike on that particular stock just a while back after the announcement was made, and the stock is still holding on to the gains of 3% right now.
All right, moving on, Ashesha, you've picked out Trent for us. I mean, this is a stock that just keeps on giving, right? 6 months, more than 100% return. Today, great set of results coming out. In fact, it's trading with gains of almost 4% in trade. Tell us, what are the results saying?
Well, absolutely. Results came in yesterday during market, but brokerages are very bullish on this counter, and hence the stock is gaining nearly 3.5 to 4% today. Nuvama maintains its buy stance on the stock, but they've gone ahead and hiked their target price from 4,300 to 4,926. They say it was another stellar quarter. Industry showing continues for Trent. They are factoring in higher gross margins, and that is what is driving EBITDA beat in the quarter gone by. So they've gone ahead and upped their target price. Antique, meanwhile, has also upgraded the stock to buy. The revised up target price now stands at 4,876. They believe all-round outperformance warrants earnings upgrades and re-rating, and that is why they've gone ahead and upped their target price. They've also raised their EBITDA estimates by 23 and 35% respectively for FY25 and FY26. Jefferies, meanwhile, has hiked their target price to 4,150. and they believe that the confidence continues to remain high as far as growth story in Trent is concerned. Morgan Stanley believes that management commentary is also very strong. They are maintaining their equal weight with a target price of 3,675. All in all, numbers were very strong, brokerages too are very strong, and hence the stock is gaining nearly 3.5% today.
Well, yes, Trent holding strong even after the earnings. But with this, viewers, it's time to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in this edition of Market Fatafat.
Welcome back. You're tuned into Market Fatafat, where we are taking you through all the stocks that are buzzing away in trade. Osho, tell us, you've picked up Gillette for us. Tell us, what are you penciling in for this counter? Last 1 month, it has given us gains of 2%. In the last 6 months, it's up 11%. Are you seeing more upside for this?
See, overall, if I have to tell you about the broader perspective of Gillette, then it has always been in a primary uptrend. But in the last 3 months, there has been a very strong consolidation around the zone of 6,400. But with today's development on the back of strong volumes, the counter have almost surged 10%, which has given a very strong boost for the overall development because it has resurged from the 200-day SMA. So that means it has resurged from a very strong support base, and from here onwards a strong follow-up buying can be seen looking at the historical price movement. So I'm expecting 7,000 to 7,100 as the initial hurdle for this counter. But if it crosses or surpasses beyond 7,000 on the closing basis, then from there onwards again approximately 500 to 600 points of upside movement can be seen from short to medium term time frame.
All right, another counter that is buzz in trade is KEC International. In fact, it was trading with gains of 3% in the morning, has pulled off those gains, but is trading nonetheless with gains of more than 2% as of now. Well, this is on the back of an order win for the company for 1,036 crore rupees across its businesses. The transmission and distribution and TD business secured orders for T&D projects in the Middle East and America, including setting up of overhead transmission lines in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and the supply of towers, hardware and poles in America. Now, the railways business has also secured an order for additional work in the conventional segment in India, while the cables business has secured orders for supply of various types of cables in India and overseas. And on the back of this big order win, KEC International is trading with gains of 2.5% right now.
All right, that's about KEC International. But Osho, the whole power space is powering ahead, and from the pack, you have picked up CESE. Tell us how the chart's looking like for this one.
See, overall CESE is looking very positive. It has recently formed a flag and painted kind of a pattern on the daily time frame. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, there can be very strong upside movement can be seen in this counter. On the higher end, nearly 157 to 158 should be the first target for a very short-term perspective. But from medium-term time frame, I can expect a target of nearly 180 on CESE. So overall, the chart structure is very positive. And from short to medium term time frame, one should stay invested or can even accumulate freshly at current levels.
All right, moving on. Shisha, you've picked out Vesuvius India for us. Tell us what is the news flow in this counter?
Well, yes, it reported its numbers yesterday and very strong set of numbers. Revenues for the quarter gone by came in at 453 odd crores, which is a growth of about 24% on a year-on-year basis. In fact, even sequentially, revenues have grown by about 9 to 10 odd percent. It reported highest ever EBITDA in the quarter gone by. EBITDA stood at about 103 odd crores, which is a growth of 61% on a year-on-year basis. As far as margins are concerned, they came in at 23% versus 17% that the company reported same time last year. Operationally, it is a very strong set of numbers that the company has reported. Freight costs have moderated in the quarter gone by. Red Sea disruption led to higher freight costs same time last year, but now freight costs seem to have moderated and hence margins have expanded on a year-on-year basis. As I mentioned, the trend also looks very positive. Company reported revenue growth of about 9% in the current quarter, and EBITDA margins, which stood at 15% a couple of quarters ago, have gradually expanded to 22% in the quarter gone by. So all in all, very strong set of numbers, and hence the stock is gaining nearly 7.5% today.
All right, gaining 7.5% in today's trading session. But moving on, Osho, the whole tire space is in your focus list, and the next one is CEAT. Tell us how the chart's looking like for this one.
See, again, as you have mentioned, the tire stocks are looking very positive. So I want to gauge the momentum in all the tire companies. CEAT, again, it has emerged strongly from the 100-day exponential moving average, and that is also on the back of strong volumes. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, there can be a strong upside movement that can be seen. But immediately 2700 is the zone which can be seen as the hurdle level for CEAT. So for immediate basis, 25 to 2700 should be the range where it should hover in between. But the time it gives a strong breakout above 2700, then from there onwards, I can expect a target of nearly 2900 followed by 2950 in a very short term time frame.
And well, ET now is on the campaign trail in Gujarat, the state that goes to poll in the third phase of May 13th. And campaigning there was Oil Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. As ET now follows him on ground zero, he shares with us BJP's agenda for this election and what's India's crude supply look like. Let's go across and listen in.
कि ये जो 400 पार का जो स्लोगन है ये एक सेंटिमेंट होता है तो इट ओनली मेंशंस द direction.
Just the BJP keeping
No. I don't say that. Look, I'll tell you one thing. I got the assessments right in 2014 and in 2019. 2014, people were saying, no party ever gets a majority by itself. You can't cross 272.
Right.
I said that all the indications are of hope. People were looking forward to a stable, strong government, and we crossed that mark. If you are confident about your 300 plus 10% or 15%, then with the allies, it's better to talk about a figure which is higher.
Right.
I mean, if I'm reaching 370, why would I say 350? I mean, if I have to choose between 350 and 400, if I'm at 370, I'll choose the 400. But it's work in progress. We've only seen the first phase. And as it picks up, we will see.
Okay. कुछ इकोनॉमिस्ट से हमने बात की और पॉलिटिकल पंडित से बात की, वो कह रहे हैं कि बीजेपी का जो मैनिफेस्टो है ये बेसिकली वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस है एंड
नहीं, वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस तो होगा। 10 साल के हमारे आंकड़े हैं, उसको आगे ले जाना है। वो 10 साल में सत्ता से बाहर थे, तो अगर हमने आंकड़े, जैसे मेरा अर्बन स्पेंड है, इनके 10 साल में 2004 और 14 में 1,57,000 करोड़ या 1,60,000 70,000 करोड़ था सारे मिला के। हमारा उससे 11 गुना ज्यादा 18-19 लाख करोड़ है। तो हम तो उसी की बात करेंगे ना। हम 18-19 लाख करोड़ अर्बन स्पेंड किया, तो उसमें अगर 10,000 करोड़ और करते हैं, हमारा कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर 30% हर साल बढ़ता है, तो वर्क इन प्रोग्रेस तो होगा। तो ये OMCs आर डूइंग वेल बिकॉज इंडिया इज डूइंग वेल, और इस समय कोई हमें कंपंक्शन नहीं है। देखिए, अगर हमें तेल रूस से नहीं मिलेगा, कहीं और से मिलेगा, ले लेंगे। ए डेमोक्रेटिकली इलेक्टेड प्राइम मिनिस्टर की हमेशा ये ड्यूटी होती है कि अपने जो नागरिक हैं उनको 3 चीज़ों को सेटिस्फाई करना। 1, अवेलेबिलिटी। पिछले 5 साल में कहीं कच्चे तेल की कमी नहीं हुई, रिफाइंड प्रोडक्ट्स की कमी नहीं हुई। अवेलेबिलिटी के साथ अफोर्डेबिलिटी, और उन्होंने ये कर दिखाया कि दुनिया भर में दाम बढ़ रहे थे, भारत में कम किया हमने। और तीसरी है सस्टेनेबिलिटी, ग्रीन फ्यूल की तरफ जाना, क्योंकि आपको क्लाइमेट के, आपके अगली जनरेशन के हेल्थ कंसर्न, सो तीनों में बहुत अच्छी स्टोरी है हमारी। और ये मैं समझता हूँ आने वाले 5 सालों में और भी होगी। जहाँ तक आपने जो सवाल पूछा ईरान और इजराइल का, आई थिंक द मार्केट्स हैव ऑलरेडी फैक्टर्ड इट इन। द मार्केट्स हैव ऑलरेडी डिसाइडेड कि ये रिस्क जो है ये इसके ज़्यादा बढ़ने वाला नहीं है, and the markets have decided, that's why oil today is around 86 or so। आने वाले समय में ये एक्चुअली रिस्क फैक्टर के कारण नहीं है। जो प्रोड्यूसर्स है, जो प्रोड्यूसर्स का कार्टेल है, they are deciding to cut back production and hold back production।
हाउसिंग, बीजेपी के मैनिफेस्टो में 3 करोड़ मोर हाउसेस, एडिशनल हाउसेस अंडर पीएम आवास योजना, और एक स्कीम ऑलरेडी अनाउंस्ड है अर्बन पुअर के लिए, न्यू होम लोन स्कीम। सो
नहीं, वो देखिए ऐसा है, देखिए ये जो हमारा एडिशनल 3 करोड़ का आंकड़ा है, हमने ये नहीं बताया कि अर्बन होगा या रूरल होगा। मैनिफेस्टो इज नॉट द प्लेस टू पॉइंट आउट दीज थिंग्स। मैनिफेस्टो इज अ प्लेस वेयर यू मेक अ ब्रॉड पॉलिसी अनाउंसमेंट। अभी आने वाले 100 डेज में जब हम कार्यक्रम बनाएंगे, उसमें कितना अर्बन होगा, कितना रूरल होगा, कितनी दूसरी स्कीम जो आप बोल रहे हो, क्रेडिट लिंक सब्सिडी स्कीम फॉर अर्बन पुअर, उसमें क्लियर हो जाएगा।
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.